Hey there guys, so yeah, I've been a little behind on posting. I haven't done that. It was a couple weekends ago. My brother stayed with me up in Oswego, so, we were doing fun things instead of him watching me record a video. And then last weekend was the first weekend of spring break, so I was super busy then. So, yeah, it's been a while. How you guys doing? Yeah, so, yeah. Getting back into the swing of things now, and, yeah. So this week I wasn't really sure what to talk about, so I decided that actually, first what I'm going to do is apologize for the crappy lighting, because I don't know how to find good lighting in my house, apparently. It's even worse here than it is, in Oswego, so I just can't win, at all. But, eventually I'll figure it out. Probably over summer break. But, yeah. So, what I'm gonna do is, tell you a little bit about a couple of books that I'm reading right now, just because they're pretty cool and I want to, and I don't know what else to talk about, so, yeah. So, first book, both these are for class, by the way, is Catch-22 by Joseph Heller. This one I'm actually being ahead of the game on by reading it, because we don't have to read it until the end of the semester. But I figured, hey, it's like an actual book and not a textbook book. So I figured I'd start reading it and just get ahead of the game. And it's set in World War II, and main character is a bombardier. So he's the one who drops the bombs on places. And this is actually the phrase Catch-22 was coined in this book, and this book right here is what made the phrase happen. And so it's basically like the standard Catch-22, you need to work to have experience, but you need experience to work, that kind of thing. In this one, it's you have to be insane to continue flying combat missions, but because he doesn't want to, he's considered sane at the same time. So he can't get pulled from the missions because he's insane, because he's saying, no, this is bad, I shouldn't be doing this. So, it's kind of interesting. The narrative is kind of, disjointed and sometimes hard to follow, but, I like those books. I just call it Cuckoo's Nest because we shorten everything in English class, but, One Flew Over a Cuckoo's Nest it's got a lot of similar qualities between the narrations, I think, and I liked Cuckoo's Nest, and I was, the only one in my class who did, so, I like this book. It's pretty interesting so far, about a third of the way through it, so, I think it's pretty cool, but it's just an interesting take on World War II, and kind of, instead of focusing on the war, focusing on how it really affects the soldiers and stuff, so that's pretty cool. And then the other book I'm reading is nonfiction. It's called Ghandi, A Profile in Power by David Arnold, and nonfiction. This is, I'm reading this for another one of my classes. It was actually I was supposed to be done reading it, a couple weeks ago, Tuesday of last week. Oops. But, yeah, I just got super busy with midterms, and, normally for that class, I look at the reading the night before and can catch up on it, but when they have you read 3 chapters, so, when you have to read this much of a book in one night, it doesn't go over well, so I got behind, and then midterms happened, and then I was like, I'll just read it over spring break, and I'll be okay. So, this turned out, I was okay for the midterm. The one that you talked about this, I ignored. I didn't, you could pick through 2 of the 3 questions, and I just didn't do the one that was on Ghandi. So, but this book's pretty interesting, because instead of, a lot of times when you hear about Ghandi, you just hear about, all the good things, and, older Ghandi and all this stuff, when he's kind of become saint-like in the view of other people. And this kind of gives you all the different viewpoints on Ghandi, and, lets you make your own decision on whether, he's as saint-like as everyone seems to think he is, or if, it kind of paints him as more of a human being than this untouchable higher person. So, that's pretty cool to see, like, to go through his whole life and then to see that, he did fail at some things and wasn't as successful as he might have liked. So that's pretty cool that, just seeing a different viewpoint on someone who, like, you think you know about Ghandi, and then you read this, and you're like, oh, hey, there's other things to this guy than just all this stuff. So, it's pretty cool, I think. Like, because I've heard a lot of these terms in class, like, I know how to pronounce the more Indian ones and the more Hindu stuff, but, or at least I know how my teacher pronounces them. So, like, other than the fact that it does use Hindu words, because that's what he called a lot of the stuff, was using Hindu terms, Hindi terms, I mean, not Hindu terms, Hindi terms. But, so, like, other than that, it's a pretty easy read, and it is fairly interesting, and I just, time went, wee, and left. Just gone. So, I'm catching up on that. That's what I'm reading now. I have a whole shelf of books in my dorm room that are waiting to be read, and I have $50 Barnes & Noble gift card that I'll be using soon-ish, hopefully. I'm taking it with me. I left it here between winter break and now, so I wasn't able to order books, but I will be bringing it with me and getting new books. So, hopefully I'll get to do these videos more. But, yeah, so that's what I'm reading now. If any of you guys have read either of them and, want to talk about them, feel free to let me know and all that stuff. And if you have any recommendations for what I should be spending my $50 Barnes & Noble gift card on, I will happily take them. Just, like, leave a title, author, and, like, a little summary thing, or, like, if you think I'd be interested in it, just leave it and I'll look it up. So, yeah. If you want to share books with me, I'm always down for that. I mean, I do have a lot of them. Eventually I'll show you my bookshelves, but my room is kind of a mess. So, you can see a little bit of it behind me, but it's yeah, I need to clean it. But, yeah. So, if you want to leave me any suggestions for what I should buy with my gift card, feel free. If not, you can like, subscribe. Why do I keep saying like? I don't have a Facebook page for this channel. You can subscribe, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my other channel, SpeakOutStandStrong. I've got links. Well, I've got their names of everything in the description. Eventually the links will be put in. I'm just... It's a busy time of year. Yeah, so next week I'll have something different for you guys, and all that fun stuff. So, hope you guys continue having a great weekend, and a great rest of the week, and I will see all you guys next week.